I'm not an actual psychopath.
Oh, yeah, we're good now?
Good.
Yeah, can you hit record?
Gucci.
Cool.
Have you hit record? Have you hit record?
It's already
Sure?
recording.
Okay. Just double checking if you hit record. On that note, we're back. Still back again. Miscy business. Here we are.
So exciting.
Yeah. Andrew's
yeah.
legitimately excited for tonight, so that's good.
Andrew's excited, but I want to get some creative juices going just a little bit and get our heads in like a space where we're thinking laterally. So, and this is mainly for the people that don't listen to or play Pathfinder or D&D, so that at least they get something out of the episode. So, I thought of something today, and I was thinking like, there's like the big three in like everything, right? You got like your big threes. I was thinking like, what's the big three of trilogies? Because one of them is Star Wars, no dispute. One of them is Lord of the Rings, no dispute. What's the third one? What's the big three trilogy that goes on that podium with Star Wars and Lord of the Rings?
Back to the Future.
That's good.
Yes.
That's very
Solid
good.
call.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
Yes.
Pretty good.
If you only count it as a trilogy, which you should.
Well, so my proviso is that like there's a certain amount of time that can pass between the third and the fourth. So if we ignore Crystal Skull, which like we're happy to do because it was so far away, not even just the quality of the movie,
it was so far away
so far
in every way.
distant,
so far removed.
Godfather.
Trilogy.
Godfather.
I think a lot of people would put that on the pedestal.
Yep.
I haven't seen 2 or 3.
People, you know what? The third we can do without, but it's still a great trilogy.
It's part of it.
That's fair.
It's part
I
of
would
it.
We'll
I would
acknowledge
back
it.
to the Future before that though.
Right.
For me
Yes.
personally.
Yeah.
What about Jurassic Park?
As a trilogy?
Yeah,
No.
that's a good set of movies. All right,
Yeah.
fair. All right,
No.
Matrix.
I mean, once again, as a trilogy, like I love the first one
That's not a big 3.
to death.
Yeah,
It's so
second
good.
two don't really hold up to
Yeah.
it.
I'd slap John Wick in there if they didn't release a 4th
Yeah, if
one.
they just
I was
hadn't
going to
made a
say
fourth
that.
one.
Yeah.
What about-
what a movie though?
What about Rush Hour?
Oh, okay, comedy gold.
There's not a bad Rush Hour movie. All great movies.
Beverly Hills Cop. They're three.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually,
The Fridays?
I'm a fan. Yeah.
Yes. Friday, next Friday, and Friday after next.
Friday after next.
Yeah, great movies.
Yep.
Did they do a 4th one? And it wasn't them.
Nah, I think you're
think
thinking
they-
of Barbershop.
Get used to it.
Anytime I'm stumped for words, I'm heading straight for that button.
Oh boy.
Did they do a fourth? No, they didn't do a fourth one.
Just
Barbershop.
be rest assured that at no point.
Friday.
No, I think there's one in the works where it's like Chris Tucker and Ice Cube are back
Right.
for it, but
On the block,
on the block.
and it's Friday.
That's Friday.
Drinking juice.
After next.
Just be rest assured that at no point am I
Up to next,
thinking
next.
of barbershop.
I feel like it ties in.
Yeah.
Is it not an offshoot? Maybe. Well, we'll just say it is.
Any other top tier
Ice
trilogies that
Cube.
we're missing? I'm sure we're missing something.
Surely.
What's a banger trilogy? Toy Story,
The Hobbit.
good. 1, 2, and 3. 4, too much time passed, kind of separate.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Hobbit's nowhere near the quality of Lord of the Rings, so it can't be on the same
Yeah,
pedestal.
that's fair. It's still great.
Still
but
good.
Yeah.
But
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Good. Why did they cast 2 guys that look identical? Hard
really
watch for
did.
the average viewer.
Yeah. They really.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I can't think of another trilogy. At the moment.
Well, I'm glad that we're circling back to Lord of the Rings, sort of Hobbit anyway, because a lot of people don't know that D&D was created off the back end of Lord of the Rings. So the entire lore that surrounds D&D, the inspiration from that came from...
Definitely some Tolkien inspiration.
Exactly, yeah, the creatures in the universe that Tolkien put into play.
Okay.
And Gary Gygax, the Lord of
Our Lord and
D&D.
Savior.
Yeah.
Praise.
And
May he rest
he
in
was
peace.
in an episode of Futurama, actually, and I'm thinking about it. But he created the game, and eventually that came what we play, which is Pathfinder. So for uninitiated and people who don't play tabletop, Jay inclusive, So
She might.
or tabletop gaming. So everyone knows what Dungeons and Dragons is because of like, you know, popular stuff. Like it was in ET, it was in what do you call it? The Upside
Stranger
Down
Things.
show, Stranger Things. Yep.
Big Bang Theory.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
It is.
You see those memes where they
I
push
just
up the
used to
name?
open my mouth a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm just saying. It has definitely has a place.
Oh yeah, yeah.
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 Popular
mainstream
culture?
television
Yeah, absolutely,
as a pop
yeah.
culture
Oh
reference.
fuck yeah, yeah.
You see those memes where they like mash up the names of like all those like typical fucking comedies from that age, and it was like How I Bang 2.5 of Your Mother or something.
Oh wow! No, I have not.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
I
cool.
want to see. it.
Yeah. Yeah, so what we're going to do today is help Jamie create a character. I very much doubt Jamie's ever going to play Pathfinder
Yeah.
just because of his general schedule and the fact that he does too much. But we are experienced Pathfinder players. And G feels like he's not, but like versus the average person, you're pretty well experienced in Pathfinder at this stage.
At this, yeah.
He's played through
Played a bit.
he's playing through a couple of campaigns and he's made some characters. His knowledge is a bit more narrow. But Andrew, having played like his lifetime, I segued in from video games that were based on it and then sort of like made my way into it, and I've taken to it because I love it so much.
It is so damn good.
Mm.
Yeah, that's right, Jamie.
the-
I
that's
feel
the
so bad
ultimate
that you're
game.
not going to play it, but that we're going to make you a character.
You know,
I feel like this character needs
One
to
day.
make a guest
Yeah.
appearance.
when my kids left my house,
Yeah.
then I might play it.
Yeah.
18 years
I'm sure
time.
you'll still be playing it, Andrew. So you know what?
Yeah, I mean, I really hope so.
And you know
I
what?
really hope we're all still playing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. You know, I can borderline guarantee we will, because after you learn, this is the downside of Pathfinder. Once you learn how to play Pathfinder and you actively play it with a group of people, every other game you play that is in any way like an RPG, pale in comparison.
Yeah. Okay.
And an absolute waste of your time. It's like when you play Zelda and then you play other games that are kind of like Zelda and you're like, this sucks because I've played Zelda.
Because it's not Zelda.
It's
Yeah.
the same
Yeah,
thing.
okay,
So
okay.
tabletop RPG games, they're not for you anymore because you've played Pathfinder now. It is the upper echelon. There is nothing better. We know this.
It is
Yeah.
so frustrating when someone's like, "Let's play some games." I'm like, "Sweet," and they're like, "Here's Settlers of Catan," and I'm like, "I don't want to be a dick."
But we could really use this 8 hours to power through some
I'm
campaign
like,
time.
"Look, I can explain everything in 4 hours, and then we've got 4 to play. Let's go."
Yeah. And this next bit that I'm going to say is for the people that are tabletop nerds, just in case any of them actually do listen to this episode.
my brethren.
We are only working off the core rulebook with core classes. We're not using any third party. We're not using any, what am I trying to say here? Archetypes. We're not using anything from like,
It's bare bones.
yeah, we're
Pathfinder
not using
version 1 vanilla.
core rulebook only. So, and that includes spells, equipment, anything that we might talk about tonight.
Because
So,
otherwise, it'll be far too complicated and take far more time than you have right now.
which it also doesn't need to.
Speed build.
Which is true.
It definitely doesn't need to be that way either.
No.
So, and the purpose of this is to show that you can get into it. It's very complicated. And my suggestion to anyone looking to get into tabletop gaming is to find a group of people where at least 1 or 2 people know 100% what they're doing. I say
That's-
that we
that's the
don't
hardest-
even know that.
that's
You
the
need at
hardest
least-
part,
You need
though.
at least one.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
person with foreknowledge.
Yeah. One person with a decent knowledge set of the game, and then you can figure out the rest from there. You got half a brain, you can figure it out. And if you're interested in this, then you probably already have half a brain. That'd be my call. Like, as an individual, if you're like, maybe I'll play Pathfinder, you are smarter than the average person, if you've even had that thought. So rest assured and be confident in yourself that you should be moving towards playing this game. And you might think, hey, a lot of people play D&D. 5e seems pretty cool. It's not.
Hey. I was waiting for that.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It is probably more approachable, however.
It's definitely easier,
But
but
yeah.
that ease makes it less good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's definitely more well known.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People that
No,
don't
well,
really.
Pathfinder is a split off from 3rd edition Dungeons and Dragons, and current day is 5th edition. So it's from an earlier time, with very in-depth and specific rule set.
And that like also like leans into their world building, because there is a world that the makers of Pathfinder, Paizo, they have made a universe. That universe is canon across all of the storylines. You don't have to make up the adventures yourself. We've never done it.
Oh yeah,
we
far
just-
too much effort for a beginner game.
Exactly,
Do not do that.
We
Yeah,
get
way too
modules that exist, and we choose characters to play through those modules.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
So, I guess how are we gonna? Like, I really want to be so like absolute noob friendly here. So,
Yeah, well, we've got the. I got a quick list of things in order to sort out.
well, like I see. I think you're jumping ahead.
I think I am too. So,
So-
I was just showing you this. No one
Yeah.
can see this, obviously.
Because like
In
people,
fact, I'm not even holding up a list. Magic. Imagination.
Imagination.
so like people who are
In the
listening to
imagination
this,
copter.
they don't even know what the fuck is happening in D&D. Like,
that's a
what
fair
is
call,
the
fair
game?
call.
It's different every time because it's mediated by the person who is the dungeon master. So effectively, you're playing a person's game, and you're not playing against this person. One person runs the game. They operate any of the people that you interact with, any of the things that happen in the game. They really have to make on-fly decisions. And your role is to work with your team to play through this adventure.
Yeah.
Now, the adventure is pretty loose. There's a lot of room for interpretation.
Very sandboxy.
Yeah, okay.
So if you love an open world RPG on like a PC,
If you
then-
got into The Witcher recently,
yeah.
boy.
Yeah. Would you like to play that with 4 other people?
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I guess that's the main thing you need to know is someone needs to run the game, and you're not that person in this scenario. So what Jamie's going to do is he's going to make a character to play in what would be someone running that campaign.
Yeah,
Okay. So that's your base of understanding of how D&D works. What the story is in Pathfinder, fantasy. So think Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
You know,
Swords and magic.
think like I mean like
Divinity? Divinity?
Oh, very
Yeah,
much.
of course.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much the
Let's not
only
forget,
thing you
I played
can't
that
be
and I very much
is an
enjoyed that.
atheist.
Yeah.
Because in this particular world, you could talk to the actual gods.
Yes. The gods are omnipresent.
It's very hard to play an atheist in this game because you might get punched in the face by a god. Like, and how do you deal with that?
Believe in me. Believe.
That said, you can choose not to follow any of them. That's always an
That's
option.
true. Yeah. So, I think now let's like start looking at your character sheet.
Okay.
Do some easy shit. So,
Thank you, sir.
go ahead. What is your list?
Sorry, for everyone at home, I handed him a character sheet.
Very complicated character
So
sheet.
much complicated mechanics, and I haven't explained a single thing. So
Yeah.
my bad.
Oh, yes, cool.
Oh, very
Learn that on the
fancy.
fly.
Great.
So get a pen and paper.
I might actually get a pen.
do your list. Nick.
I got stuff for you, buddy.
Oh, thank
Okay,
you.
beautiful.
Pencils. Don't use pen.
You don't
You
use.
got to change the
yeah.
numbers.
Oh, yes, okay.
You don't use pen
Definitely don't
on
use
your
pen.
character sheet.
Laura made that mistake.
Yep.
And boy, did I learn.
Yeah. What are you? Is that a pen? Is that a pen?
I have a blank Excel spreadsheet that I use because it like helps populate things that you might
Ooh,
forget.
that's cool.
So if you ever were seriously going to play, then I would probably
Use
give
that.
you that. Yeah. And if anyone
Old
listening wants that,
spreadsheets
let me
McGee
know.
over here.
Oh, dude,
He'll love it. Yeah.
Jamie fucking loves a spreadsheet.
Do I ever?
Lives and breathes them.
Yeah. I reckon 50% of the time we get on for games at night, Jamie's just on the spread.
Yeah, if you see me on Discord, I'm generally in Excel.
Yeah.
I can screen share if you like.
Yeah.
Those V looklooks.
They can see it, man.
Dang
They can
it.
see it.
Oh, yeah, it actually does
comes
tell-
up
yeah.
under your,
Does
comes
it
up
actually
under your
say
name.
in Excel?
No, it only gives
imagine
it.
if
The
it
only
did.
one it
That'd
does
be
is
fun.
Chrome. So if you're on
Yeah,
Chrome,
okay,
it'll
okay,
tell
okay.
you.
Yeah.
I think
that
it
way.
says being a fucking loser.
Yep. That sounds right.
Yeah, that's the thing. Pathfinder.
I only say that
players
'cause
do.
I
They
fucking
cruise around
can't use
calling
Excel.
people losers.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's a big tabletop gaming thing. We
Loser?
roll around calling people losers.
Losers.
That doesn't happen to us.
Yeah. We're cool.
Yeah. Love it.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
Brady McGillicuddy.
I mean, first things first, you need to know what your character's stats are going to be. So, you know, your classic sort of strength, dexterity,
Okay.
constitution, intelligence,
Question.
wisdom, and charisma. Yeah, far away.
what is your character?
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
What do you want to be good at?
Who do you want to be?
Looking at those stats,
He doesn't have any stats.
like, do you want to be wise? Do you want to be strong? Do you want to be fast? You know, like, what type of person do you want to be physically and mentally?
I am normally not wise.
Well, you don't have to
Within
play
game.
yourself.
No, not me. I'm not
You
talking about me.
can.
Within games, I usually go for strength and get pretty top heavy in that.
Oh, baby.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You just wanna
Man
be
up.
I'm
strong.
just
Thrown
thinking
up.
back to Divinity, right? And I literally just
Yeah.
top loaded in strength so that
smash.
My man.
when we would get into those battles with, the archer, I could literally just go, well, fucking kill everyone.
Yeah.
And like that would be how I'd literally
You better
pummel my
hope
way
I don't
through.
get over there.
Yeah, pretty much. So I
Straight
would like
DPS.
to continue with that because it's
Yeah.
what I know and I feel
Yeah, no,
comfortable.
It's an
Yeah.
easy starting place.
So when you're strong, want to be a generally strong individual.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you'll have a couple of stats you can go pretty heavy in because there's a few ways that you can put stats in there. We can roll for them, which is the old school D&D way,
Yeah.
and by far the hardest way. There is an old school way where you roll the stats top to bottom.
Oh my god.
You put in what you get, and then that's it.
That's just me.
Then you got to work with it.
Yeah.
That was
There's
OG.
there's the looser rule that a lot of people really segued into straight away, which was roll your stats and then put them where you want them to be.
Yep.
But there is the way more commonly used and much more comfortable buy-in. So you get a certain amount of points.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You can use
allocate
those
to where
points
you
and
want.
allocate
Like
them
on
where
Tony
you want
Hawk.
them. Exactly like that.
Yes, very much.
Yes, cool.
So there's other bits and pieces, like the more points you put in something, the less
Yeah,
the
yeah,
words,
yeah.
blah,
Cool,
blah,
cool,
blah, blah, blah. But we can worry about that for you. So strong is the thing that you want to be. What would be your secondary thing that you would want out of this?
Why do you want to be strong?
He's in a fantasy world.
Hey.
If Jay had a mic, I would go.
There's nothing in there to improve your eyesight. I just want everyone to know that he's holding the page about an inch from his face.
Can you see those words?
Yes. You need to update your
wow.
prescription. Actually, you know what? That's maybe not true. I know what those words are, so I probably can't actually read them. I'm just like, I know what they are.
We got some pretty sick mood lighting, but not
Yeah.
actual lighting.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that
yeah.
might be why he's struggling.
I'd go intelligence.
Strength and int. All right.
Well.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't want to be a dumb, strong idiot. I'd like to be
Yeah,
somewhat
okay,
smart
okay.
and strong.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay. So let's breach this subject. So scores in D&D and Pathfinder, anywhere up to 10 would make you the average person.
Okay.
So let's say 10 in intelligence. You're as intelligent as the average person.
Okay.
Start going lower than that. You're a little bit dumb.
Very simple.
Then we start using the R word.
Yeah.
So
What is that word?
that's a streamer word. We're not allowed to say it.
Yeah.
And then and the same goes for like your other
really
stats.
wanna hear it.
You can be
Sorry.
you can be like really agile. So 10 would be like average, and then lower. As you go up, obviously So intelligence.
10's the average point. I get it. Yeah,
There
yeah,
are
cool.
measurements though. Like I can't remember what they are, but like if you've got like an 18 strength or something, then you can lift as much as a gorilla can. Like there's actual like real world
Measurements.
comparisons
Okay.
for them.
Yeah.
And like intelligence, I think 18 was like Einstein level intelligence.
Yeah,
So
okay.
like that's like super high, which you probably wouldn't be able to afford based on like what I think you're going to do, but I don't know what you're going to do. I didn't know you were going to choose intelligence. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm excited about this now. It makes it interesting. So
Okay.
yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
Dude, that's the beauty, man. That's the beauty. There's so much you can do. Dude, and we're working off
flying blind.
So exciting.
So
Cool. Strength, intelligence.
should we roll? Should we roll stats?
Yeah, 100%.
I think rolling stats would be better for you.
100%.
Because you won't understand how the buy-in works anyway. So
Hell, I don't understand how the buy-in works.
so
You're meant to know.
Mate, I'm a standard kind of guy. You roll 4d6,
Yeah.
take away 1,
Yep.
add the rest up.
So, Andrew's got dice already.
I
So,
certainly do.
so as everyone heard just then, you roll your 4d6, you take away 1, that's your stat, you allocate it where you want it to go.
Yeah, and you will have a total of 6 stats. May I have that pencil, please, Jamie?
Close again.
So you'll
So
take
for
away.
the people at home.
Yep, go ahead.
No, I was gonna get Jamie to read them, but I guess not. 6, 4, 3, 3. get rid of one of those 3s,
Yoink.
and you got 13.
13.
Okay. Not tragic.
No, it's above average.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
it's above average.
I mean, everyone knows 13 is well above average.
Okay. I'll take it.
We want what you're looking for here is one really fucking high one.
Yeah,
you want
like,
one that
you want
is
all
like
of those to
a
come up 6s, and
cooker.
you just god tier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But you've got 6 different stats to attribute, so you're going to do that 5 more times.
Go
Okay.
for it.
So just roll these 3 now.
No, the 4.
No,
the
no,
4
all
again.
all
So you're on
four.
a new
Oh,
stat
I
now.
get you, I
so
get
you're
you.
rolling
Yeah,
your
yeah,
numbers
yeah,
first,
yeah.
and then you allocate them.
Come on, Jamie.
All right, what do we got there?
6, 5, 4. Good. Roll.
Good. Yeah.
There's a
Great
6,
roll.
5, 4, and a 2, so we take the 2 away.
Get rid of the
Oh,
2.
yeah, okay. Cool. I get you now.
Yeah, nice. You got
Better.
15.
Better.
15 is
Ooh,
good.
That's
Oh,
good.
we're
Now,
looking strong.
Odd numbers
today.
are both painful and good because your bonuses that you get towards, like, if you want to lift a big door up, you get, like, depending on what your strength is, which is what you're going for. With a 15, you would get a +2 to whatever your roll was.
Basically, every second number you get a buff. So if you end up on an odd number, you're just like halfway to the next buff.
Yeah. Okay.
Which means as you're leveling your character later,
Yeah,
and you
you'll
get
get bonus
skill
points.
points, you put those points in there, and then you're all of a sudden you're a +3.
Yeah, so
and
just
it's like,
by
man.
adventuring longer, surviving, going up levels,
Surviving
you get
is key.
stronger. Yeah, surviving is key, though. You can come back. But you got to be real lucky and have some rich friends.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, it's all right. You dropped it on a 6. 2 6s and a 4.
Oh, that is a
another good one.
16.
God damn.
Okay. 16 is good.
6, 6, 4, 2, 16.
All right.
These are good. So
These
far.
are very good stats.
Go
so
straight
far.
to the casino after this.
Yeah, they're my favorite dice.
Oh.
Ooh, there it is.
Cracked
There it is.
We found the dump stat.
4, 3, 3,
The
2.
confidence was too strong.
He's got a 10. It's not even a dump stat.
All right.
It's
Yeah,
an
10's
average,
average.
stat.
10 is average, yeah. And when you do buy-ins,
It just
there
looks
is
bad.
there is what players call a dump stat, where you take a stat, make it 8, so that you're just terrible at it.
Yeah.
Most people throw it on charisma because
just
there's not too many
nerf it into the
charisma-based
ground.
characters. Charisma, as a fun mechanical note, directly impacts how attractive you are. So if you go to an 8 or to a potential 6,
Oh, yeah, you're just ugly.
you're fucking hideous.
Yeah,
Get some
you're
racial
ugly as
bonuses
sin.
in there. Maybe
Yeah,
go down to
yeah.
a 4.
Yeah, mix it
boy.
in.
Baby,
Maybe you're an
you
orc.
are
Maybe you're a
borderline
ratkin.
unplayable.
You're right, folk.
Okay.
6, 5, 3.
Not bad.
Not bad. Yep.
Not bad.
Wait.
14.
Beautiful. Yeah, 14. Yeah, okay. I was going to say.
You're right.
Still
Yeah.
well
one
above
more.
average.
Yeah. 14.
One
Yep.
more?
Yeah. And a 1 to go.
Looking for an 18 here. We haven't got it, but we got another 14.
So good. Yeah.
Okay, you're
mate.
Rolling rocks.
You're a very well-rounded character here.
Well-
Exceptionally well-rounded.
Like well above
gonna say,
average
I think I'm-
and
yeah.
well rounded.
You should play a bard.
We're laughing.
Okay, so all right. So now, what do you want your highest thing to be? Strength or intelligence?
Strength.
Strength. So,
Roger
so
that.
slap the 16 in strength.
Yep, done.
Cool.
I'm happy with that.
Then, what do you want your lowest thing to be? What do you care about the least?
I'll go charisma.
Don't need it.
No.
Cool.
And like, it's not going to be that low, is it?
It's going to
Realistically.
be average.
Pally's
Yeah,
out.
so that's fine.
We're just mentally checking off the list.
Oh, dude. Okay. And then you wanted your next strongest thing to be intelligence. So we'd put your 15 in there.
Yep.
So dump a 15 in intelligence.
Damn. Bro.
You've got 2 14s. So what are your next 2 things you want to be just pretty damn good at?
Bearing in mind, generally speaking, strength, dex, and constitution are your physical stats,
Yeah, okay.
and in wisdom, charisma are your mental stats. So like
Go Dex and Constitution next.
14. Yep.
that will make you
That's what I
a
would do.
far more effective, strong person.
Yes.
Good. Yeah.
So
Good choice.
strength
And then
being
wisdom, whatever's left.
strength being how hard you can punch.
That'll be the 13.
Constitution being how well you can take a punch.
Yep, cool.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Your
13 is not a
general
bad.
toughness.
You
bad,
really
know.
should be. This is like I would use
This is
these
really
stats.
great. Yeah, these are great stats, dude. Yeah.
Good.
So-
Yay, me.
So
I would not be re-rolling.
Rolling
I would be
rocks.
like, "Yep, cool,
So
we're
when-
good, thank you."
when Andrew GMs or DMs campaigns, this is the system that he uses.
Yeah.
When I do it, I do the buy-in system because I am much more interested in a very mechanical approach.
Yep.
Yeah, I am interested in, and if we ever had the time, which we don't, it'd be fucking rad to do the thing where you just roll the stats top to bottom and just make a character based off those.
Well,
God
like,
bless.
I
Yeah.
mean, his stats
They're
would
very
have
good.
been
Very
14
versatile.
strength, like 13 dex, 15 constitution. Constitution. He would have got 16 in int, like
Yep,
he wanted.
which is what he wanted
He
anyway,
kind of
yeah.
rolled them. Oh, he would have been somewhat attractive with the 14 ending up in charisma. I say somewhat. I mean above average.
Yeah, very above average, yeah.
Very
You'd be
well.
like, smarter than the average bear.
That's me.
All right, so we've done stats. So now we know statistically what
Fantasy
you're going to
world
do. What's next?
Shut up, G.
Yeah, cool. Well, those are going to be your stats. So they're kind of going to be your guiding principles for like everything you do in the game will be tied to one of those stats, which is great.
You want to jump up a ledge, it's going to be this. You want to do a cartwheel, it's going to be that. You want to eat a fucking mushroom, it's going to be something else.
You want
It'll be
to
a
decide
constitution,
whether that would be a good idea. It's yet another thing.
Okay,
You're
true.
like, will my character do that? I'm like, yes. Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you move on into races. There are many options out there. You can be human. You don't have to be.
You could be.
But you could be. Now it sounds like we're trying to make it be.
All right, so I've played human a lot.
Yep.
And a large portion of the reason I have is because human have like a quick learning thing.
They're super diverse, basically.
And their stats don't get bumped up or down anywhere.
Yeah, okay.
So I don't want you to think about that stuff too much.
Yeah.
So think about
Give
more
me some other options.
All right, so
Give
the
me
other options, your vanilla options would be the classic human. Halflings, everyone knows halflings. Hobbits. The hobbitses. You've got gnomes, which are basically hobbits with a slightly more magical lineage. They're slightly more trickstery. You've got your elves, which are, everyone knows elves. They're all like hoity-toity, but also very, very cool because I love elves. Anyway, and then you got your dwarves, soul to the earth, under the earth, all that jazz. You got your half elves and your half orcs, which are generally considered to be half human, half elf, half human, half orc, because humans get around.
So are we thinking orc mother or orc father?
That's always the
That's for
funniest.
you to determine.
That's always the funniest part of a backstory for your half orcs.
Yeah.
Can I go half elf?
Of course you can.
Still done.
Of course.
Lock it in.
Okay.
Lock
all
it in.
I don't even think much more than that.
So what does that mean for him? Can we pull open the book?
It means, like their human side, they get to choose one stat to add 2 points to. Which is very nice. And then
Very
they get a cheeky bonus to one skill of their choice.
Okay, so you can choose one of these skills to give you an extra 2 points. So if you want to be hyper omega strong, put it in strength. If you want to buff up your constitution, make yourself a bit tougher, then you'd be putting that up to 16 as well to match your strength stat. You can start writing this in, by the way. So
Yeah, you've already written those stats. You can just lock them in. You want to?
you can write them down on your little character sheet there.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you can even take it home.
You can go ahead and keep that one.
Enjoy that.
I'm actually thinking Constitution though.
Okay.
Well.
You know what's funny is when I made my first character, I basically made my character me. And that's what, and
100%.
A lot of people will do that because it's just easier for you to learn the game if you're playing something that's like yourself.
Yeah,
Much easier,
and you
right?
don't have to think about it as much
Yeah,
because
I mean, this sounds exactly like me. Super strong.
Yeah.
Good amount of
Omega
wisdom,
so
charisma,
much
like a
constitution.
fantasy
charisma,
version of
Super
yourself.
well endowed.
Should I put
Dick is so long.
should I put Constitution as 16 then instead of 14?
If you're adding that 2 bonus to it, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. You would just go ahead and add it on.
Then you need to decide whether or not the elf is your mother or your father. I'm kidding. I pressed it 2 each time. Oh, dude. Okay.
Love it.
I mean, you can totally. The beauty of Pathfinder is like, really, you can just not come up with a backstory if you don't want to. It makes it more fun if you do, though. In my
Yeah, I was gonna
personal
say.
Yeah, it really does. Like, generally you get all this stuff out of the way, and then it'll be easier to make your backstory at the end.
Yeah.
Based off what class you end up being, what race, and then you can sort of be like, well, how did I become a paladin? Oh, I always felt a sense of justice and blah 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 blah, and something in my childhood.
We're going to get you to pick that now.
Yep.
backstory.
So
You actually, how did you become so strong and hung?
Yeah.
Like,
and hung.
like,
Yeah.
and got a hung dong.
genetics.
Look.
Put 2 points in dong.
I know that sounds stupid, but like that's what I do now. So when I was first making characters, I would figure out the class that I wanted to be, and then I would make everything work around that. And I was super hyper conscious of being like mechanically perfect, and I needed like everything to be perfect. And I always played human because they got like these bonuses and feats, extra ones, and I didn't want to like give that away. And then I started thinking as a more experienced player, what do I want my story to be? And then I work back from that. So I figure out a character, figure out what their backstory is, and then now I play a rat that has bat wings. So, and I mean that in a literal sense.
He definitely does.
And it's a very cool character.
Take a step outside the vanilla.
Yeah, a couple of steps outside vanilla there. Yeah. And a few
Hop, skip, and a
archetypes.
jump.
Yeah. A few mutations.
But if you have a particular thought in mind of what you would like to do, like,
well, I think you need to know the classes.
yeah, I know. Well, I was just saying, your option is an option. It's a good option, but for an absolute beginner.
So if you don't want to think about backstory, that's not something you're really worried about yet.
Not yet.
Let's think about what you're going to be profession-wise.
We can circle back around to that maybe in another episode because I wouldn't mind doing that. But yes, let's do it that way.
Nice.
So what's our vanilla class list?
Yeah. What do you got for me?
Oh, it's pretty long.
It
Which
is
part
give me
of it do
top
you want to
5.
hear? All right. Well, you said strong.
Yes.
Was your important part, right? Is that because you want to be strong as in, like you sort of said it, you want to run up stuff and hit it?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Well, that narrows it down quite a bit.
Good.
You've got the classic,
Like 3 options.
classic fighter who
Mm-hmm.
is an exceptionally skilled character, aka high strength, high int, will actually give you access to quite a lot of combat maneuvers where you can run up, hit someone, or you can run up, disarm someone, run up, trip someone over, and then hit them.
Yep.
All of those kinds of things you need a little bit of higher int for as well. So standard fighter with some standard skills is great.
Underrated.
However, totally. Like
Heavily.
absolutely amazing. You then have the barbarian, who is your insanely strong, very, very angry. Don't know why. Sometimes hungry, sometimes murdery. You're a barbarian who can go fly off the handle into a fit of rage. Classic. You'll get extra strength, extra constitution, and you will be able to stay in the fight longer, toe-to-toe, with any opponent. But it does not require any int whatsoever. You can, however, use it, but once you're sort of Hulk smashing, you'll lose the ability to think as clearly, and you will then not really be getting much out of that int.
There are other things that int can buff, like that aren't battle things.
Very true.
That you'll have access to, but it's a bit of a waste of your resources to have that much int and then be a barbarian.
So basically, you've got your fighter types that are better at skill based stuff, and then you've got your barbarian, who is the other one.
Now, a lot of people really stick their nose up at fighter because it's like it's the first class that was made. It was the base class with the base thing that is the most basic thing to do.
Yeah. However,
And everyone shits on it until you're in a fight. Because when you start hitting things and your teammates can't, all of a sudden, who's the rock star? You know, oh, you got your big wizard guy over there. Oh, cool. You're doing nothing. Okay, cool. Watch me beat this guy to death while you have to literally watch and
With
do
my
nothing.
own limbs.
Yeah.
everyone shit talks a fighter until he's standing right in front of you.
Exactly.
However,
No, we're still going. We're still going.
However,
Hold up.
there is another perfect one. Well, there's at least 2 more.
There's
but
at least 2 more, yeah.
the next one, the ranger. So your ranger is your basic Aragorn. Super amazing, highly skilled, has heaps of extra skill points. High int will help that out. Tracker, that's your sort of skill-based fighter. They won't get as many fighter abilities, but they will get plenty of cool ones. And it's a
and access to different ones like survivability.
And very
ones
much
as well.
different ones. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
So in and outside of combat, very effective. Rangers are like a super, super cool class to have on your team. They also get there are things that you can do with getting a companion and, being able to talk to animals, track general survival skills, which help you in the non-combat portions of the game.
Yep.
Yeah, because your fighter does tend to get, they're very good in a fight.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, it's time for scrapping. Here they come. But outside of that, it's like, does anyone want to roll to see if they can see where these tracks went? You roll, and then the GM says every which direction.
There's tracks every which way.
Yeah.
The old roll the dice, stares directly into your eyes and say you fail. Gets them every time.
Yeah. So, that's your trade-off. Depends what your party
so
is.
basically a ranger, highly skilled fighter. And by highly skilled, I mean they have a lot of skills outside of combat as well.
Yeah. In and out. Good balance. Great class ranger.
Yeah. Another, I'd say skilled, but you'd have to change the charisma around.
Yeah.
Would be a bard. So also get a lot of skills. Definitely less effective in combat, though they do delve. They're your fighter type that delves lightly into spells as well. So you'll end up with like party buffs or personal buffs or the occasional invisibility or anything you choose, really. But
the int's really good for that, but
the int's really good, but the lack of charisma is terrible.
Yes.
So
your
if you did
bonuses
that, you'd have to swap the wisdom and charisma, but you can totally do it.
Yep. The good thing about bards is that they have what is called spontaneous casting. So very rare in Pathfinder. So let's imagine you're a wizard, right? And every morning when you wake up, you have to study your abilities or spells that you can cast.
Yeah.
And then for that day, you can cast these spells.
Yeah.
And in any situation, you can cast them the amount of times that you've studied them.
Yeah.
So bards don't have to do that. They just pull it out of thin
you
air.
Pick instead of having access to a wide range of spells, you pick a few you like and you can just cast those off the cuff.
Anytime you want, off cuff. For a certain amount per day, but
a limited number.
We'll worry
but
about that later.
Yeah.
But so it makes them really effective in times of need. You can really just be that buffer that your team needs to like get them out of a pinch. Whereas like wizards, you might have like, oh fuck, I didn't prepare that spell, so I can't do that thing that I normally can do, which is terribly frustrating. Yeah. So, and what was the other one you were thinking? Were you thinking cleric?
I was thinking bard as well, but cleric, definitely. He's got enough well-rounded stats. He could quite easily be a cleric. Yeah. Which is basically your, your standard catch-all, perfect healer, buffer. But you can also, wear heavy armor and go toe-to-toe with everyone. So, pretty easy. And you can only effectively do them with well-rounded stats, in my opinion, because, you need you need the wisdom, which is where they get their spells from. Yep. You need some charisma, which buffs their spells against undead and stuff like that. Yep. Then you need your physical stats if you actually want to do anything in a combat. So like they...
Just where Laura falls short.
Poor Laura.
Yeah, I feel bad for her, man. She just wants to contribute on the table. Yeah. And every time she rolls her dice.
Does. However,
she does, not in combat.
In the frontline scenario, in our team where it's literally plan A, B, and C is dogpile the enemy.
We're basically all...
She really doesn't need to wade into the front line, but she wants to, and I understand.
Yeah. She does help, though.
Yeah. Like she 100% helps.
She heals.
Yeah. She's the only reason we're still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, like, simultaneously, the most valuable team member we have... combined with our least effective combat character. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah. Which sometimes you just need. You just need that.
Yeah.
We had an agreement that the first person who died would
re-roll a backup healer, so we could help her out.
I worked it in.
Yeah.
I did work it in.
Yeah, the first person that died got lucky. We happened to have a high-level scroll that let us just resurrect him on the spot.
Yes.
The second person that died was like, well, I guess I'll take a bit of healing.
Yep. Yeah. And my character died in the most heroic way. So that's a story for another time.
It was quite heroic.
Yeah. All right.
Epic.
Saved my life.
So, I think cleric or ranger.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool thing about Ranger is if you leave your strength stat where it is, there are bows that are composite, which means instead of running off of your dexterity, their chance to hit a target and the extra damage that they do are based off your strength stat.
Yeah, done. I'm sold.
Yeah. So
So your ranger can definitely be a melee combatant, or quite a skilled archer as well. And if you have the well-rounded stats for it, they are both of
Genuinely
those things.
think Aragorn. Like, don't
straight
think,
up. You know how he's not Legolas, but he pulls out a bow and shoots stuff and hits his mark.
I'm told. Don't worry, no more sales pitch. I got it.
Ranger,
it is.
Ranger works really nicely because it is a highly skilled character who is frontline, could be backline. They're a very versatile fighter.
I'm happy with that.
And your stats are just great.
And you've got
Your stats
stats
are
that cover
super good,
everything.
Yep, cool, good.
Like you even put wisdom higher than charisma, which helps with a ranger because they will, at very low but higher than 1 levels, get spells as well. You get the occasional buff. So
you get the few bits and pieces,
some little tricks.
Yep. I'd be really happy with that.
Yep. Really
like,
stats.
like if we were right now making a party together and you actually wanted to make a ranger with those stats, I'd be happy about that. Cool. Not that I really tell people how to play, because I'm not like that.
But that's specifically what we're doing here.
But
So,
I would be happy with that as a
change your
character
context.
on my team. I can't make a flying rat and then tell my teammates what they should and shouldn't
I'm
pick.
really going to need you to focus up and contribute here.
Oh, dude.
Amazing.
All right.
Love it.
What are we up to
best of
now?
times.
What's next?
Well, next, since you've locked in Ranger. That's my bad.
What just rolled? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow, thank God you weren't rolling out stats right now.
Some tough stats there.
Class Ranger. All right, move on to skills, which, wow, maybe we should have made him a much dumber, less skillful character.
Skills.
'Cause this is
now you have like way
complicated.
more juice on. Yeah. So when you've got intelligence, you got more skill.
We might need to do a part 2 of this episode.
No, I actually think we can cap this off pretty
you're
easily.
good, you're good. So your skills, I really should have prepped.
How far are we in? Do you know, Jay? Oh yeah, we're fine.
Nah, it's fine.
We'll cap off easy 20
Fine.
minutes. Easy.
All right, so.
And if Andrew's still talking, I can just hit him with one of these.
The wrap it up music.
Yeah, play me out. So the Ranger, each level, you're going to get 6 skill points as a base.
Okay.
There are probably 40 odd skills. I'm looking for the list, but I'm also talking, so I stopped looking for the list. So you're going to get 6 points per level as a base plus your intellect. So what is the number in your int box there?
15.
So it's your modifier, which, remember how we said odds are bad, evens are good?
Yeah.
Anything over 10 will give you a bonus. So when you hit 12, you got a +1 bonus. And when you hit 14, you got a +2 bonus. And if you ever put it up, it'll go to a +3 at 16.
Yeah.
But as it's 15, doesn't quite make it. So you got a +2 bonus.
Yep.
So your base skills per level is based off your class. And the Ranger is a highly skilled one, so they get 6. Then +2 from your int. So you get 8 skill points per level.
Okay.
Which is very good.
Okay.
Yes. So
I guess like as a ranger,
yeah, you're going to be an expert tracker.
yeah, like what do you want to
Wildlife,
do with that?
woodscraftsman.
Like,
Yeah, that's a good point. There are quite a lot of skills on that page that you've got there in front of you.
Yes.
do you want combat-y style ones? Do you want, survival instinct ones? Or do you want like a combination of the two? Like, is that...
I reckon a combination of the two.
Yeah. Yep.
Well. So, as a ranger, I would highly recommend things like perception so that you can see the enemy coming and or you're tracking. You can see the tracks. You're really good at it. That's where you're going to want to put at least 1 point.
Yep.
How many do I have again for skills?
You've got 8 to start with at first level. So you'll pick 8 skills and you can put 1 in each because the maximum ranks you can have in any skill is your current level. So at the moment, you're going to pick 8 different skills you like and you're going to start with a bonus to them.
Yeah.
Put a point in them,
So put a point in perception for us because
perception is like
it's
default.
Key. It's key for you.
Yeah. Any character, you want perception. Yeah. There's so many things that happen in the game that are whether or not you can perceive them.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
And that could just be so far as like noticing details, noticing something, hearing something, like a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Then you're probably going to want survival because that's going to be like your sort of how good you are at tracking. Like perception, sure, you can find tracks, you can see stuff. Actually following someone is going to be survival skill or just living in the wilderness.
Yeah,
Like,
preparing
that is-
food over a campfire.
That is straight up
Yeah,
your
I'm happy with that.
things like that.
Stealth?
100%, my man.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I mean, I didn't want to
Great
tell you how to
one.
play, but I was
Yeah.
gonna if you didn't.
Gonna suggest it.
Stealth's real good,
Stealth is
man.
really
Yeah,
handy.
For obvious
100%
things.
stealth.
Yeah.
I see one a little higher up the list that you may or may not know you want. Handle animal, because rangers kind of do that.
Yep.
Like at
Yeah, that's
some
fair.
point, at a higher level, you will gain an animal companion. It'll be like your little buddy, and either you can pick like a wolf or an eagle or anything like that.
And at some
Like,
point, he's going to get hit with an axe, and
Yeah.
then you're going to have to tell him to keep fighting.
yeah. So basically, what your DM's gonna do is he's gonna favor killing that over killing you.
Yep.
However, it'll make you sad.
Yes, yeah. Because animal companions and anything that is summoned is a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And you hate dealing with it as a GM. So you kill them.
But you get attached to it as a character.
You do,
As a
yeah.
player,
Certainly
yeah.
do, because you're gonna give it a name.
Yeah.
But it's all right. You don't have one now, so it doesn't matter.
And you know what you're going to do? You're going to get like a fucking panther or something, and then you're going to call it Kit Kat. And now you've given it your pet's name.
Yeah.
So you care about this
And
now.
you gotta tackle any monster that comes anywhere near it. You're like, stay away. Don't you do it, man. I swear to God.
In the campaign that Liam runs,
Yep.
Laura has a companion, and it's a crocodile
Yep.
called Mittens.
and it is the cutest.
Yeah.
It's my favorite crocodile.
It's a pirate campaign. It's a right pain in the ass because it has a
It's
swim
so
speed.
good.
Oh, yeah, great.
Yeah, we'll just have it swim along next to the ship. Anyone
it's
gives you a
annoying.
lip, throw them in the water. Portable crocodile.
Mittens will get him.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Get him, Mittens.
All right. What else we got?
All right, so the rest are kind of like going to start getting fun. Like, what do you see that you like? I mean, I can recommend a handful and you can pick between them, or you can just read. Nah.
I'll throw them at you and you can groan if they're bad and
Oh, I love it though. Yeah. Continue.
Yeah, right, go.
intimidate.
Ooh.
Yeah. You got a high strength. You actually get a bonus to that. So yeah,
Nah,
that's not a bad one.
It's based off his charisma.
Oh, charisma. But that's still
What was I
fine.
thinking of?
I got 10 charisma.
There are feats and abilities. You can change it to the strength
An
stat,
idiot,
but
yeah.
that's
I must
more
have been looking at
specific
something.
builds.
Wow.
It's like powerful presence.
I feel like climb could come in handy.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Hey, there's one up the top. What's that say?
Acrobatics, yeah,
Oh,
done.
good choice, Jay.
I was getting there.
Love that choice.
Love that choice.
Okay, I've got one more.
Choose wisely.
I'm sorry. There are a couple in the middle. Knowledge ones. They're not as exciting, but
Valuable.
whenever you come across an opponent that sort of fits into a category, like knowledge nature, for example, will cover pretty much every animal that you'll come across.
Yeah, okay.
And you will then be able to roll a dice, a d20. In fact, we probably should have mentioned that. You know,
Yeah.
everything you do revolves around rolling a d20 and adding your bonus to it.
Yeah,
and then,
okay.
like every check will have like a score that you have to beat that the DM will then give you information.
I like that or geography.
So
Yeah.
both good for a ranger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like now we're sort of breaching a subject that I would like to think about when you're making a character, and that is, what should your character be good at?
What do you
Yeah,
do?
yeah.
What,
As his
what
own
kind of fits into your
individual.
wheelhouse as well?
So why would
nature,
your ranger not
geography.
know anything about either nature or geography?
Yeah.
They would surely know something
Yeah.
about
All right,
those
I'm
things.
going to go geography.
So as like a moral standpoint for you as a player, you should be giving that point to your character in one of those, because that's what he would be good at.
Yeah. I getcha.
And your survival skill that you've got, you should be able to sort of lean on that to stop you getting lost. So combined with geography knowledge, you will probably always know where you are, which is very helpful
Very
for at
good.
least one person in the party to be able to do.
Yes. Yeah. So often people don't put points in survival.
And I love punishing it.
Yeah.
Like,
Straight stat.
oh my God,
Yeah.
the first time that my group set up camp, I made them go into excruciating detail, and it was the best. And I was like, and this will forever be your roles, but
Yeah.
what are they? And not a single person had handle animal, and they all had horses. And I was like, this is going to be fun.
Yeah. So you guys tying those horses up?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was
No bonus, huh?
Anyone any good at using rope and tying knots? No? Ooh, this is definitely going to be fun.
Let me get the old percentage dice out and see if the horses are there in the morning.
Yeah, everyone's like, so we go to sleep. And I'm like, is no one setting watch? you're just asking for it here.
Yeah. No one's stoking the fire.
Yeah. No one knows how to cook. I was like, wow, this is brutal.
Who built the tent? Yeah. And so on and so forth. But
Everyone show me your character sheets and inventory lists. Who has a tent? Oh my God, it's fun.
All right.
So skills done.
Yep.
What's next?
Next, you need feats, which are basically feats of strength.
Yeah,
Or,
okay.
you know,
Dude, we don't have time for feats. I'm going to be straight up. Feats.
we have time to tell him what feats he's going to
Yeah,
take.
we'll tell you what feats are,
on, let's
and
build
then,
it.
and then
Yep,
we'll
go
tell
on.
you what to take.
He only needs
So-
one. That said, he gets a bonus one,
Yep.
skill focus. So that's from being half elven.
Yep.
It means you pick any one of your skills and you'll get to add a +3 to it. So you'll be really good at something.
Okay.
So
Okay.
what's your favorite on the skills list? Preferably one that you put a point in because it can go over and it will stack.
Yes. In this.
Oh, so you can.
In this circumstance,
in
it will.
this bonus will add to whatever number you get in there, and it will be very helpful.
So the thing about feats that you need to understand, and why I said it will take too long to choose one, is that when you're leveling your character, feats are the thing that take you from being a normal person to being exceptionally good at something or making you really special in a certain way.
It's what makes you Legolas.
And you don't get many of them. So when you're leveling your feats, you really put the most thought into what you're going to do there. Skill points, you'll get to a point where you're like, slap it there, slap it there. But your feats, you will always take the most time to consider what you're going to do.
They pretty much revolve around what you want to get out of your, like for this character, probably what you want to get out of your combat style. So like, you know, you'd take something that increases your physical, like sort of melee combat abilities, or you'd take something that makes you a more skillful archer. Whereas you're a wizard, you might take magical item creation and stuff like that. So there's feats for everybody.
Combat casting,
but it matters very much what.
The later on in as it goes, you pretty much need some feats to get to the bigger ones. So it's, that makes
a lot
sense.
of feats will be
provisos.
prerequisites
prerequisite
for
feats.
the next tier of feat. But honestly, that's not something that you could really, like, you got to think about that a lot. So
because there's so many to choose from. So
it's
we can
list.
backburner that one.
Yeah.
That's fine. And you know, we'll send you a list and you can do some homework. So after feats, then what do you do?
After feats, you pretty much get your equipment.
Okay. So there is a budget for equipment. It's not high. So each character gets like a certain amount of gold, and then you have to roll for your amount that would be your personal amount of belonging. But each different class has different amounts that they can get. Having recently built an alchemist, give me the money, rolling in it. But your base classes, they don't get much at level 1, pretty low. But my question is, what equipment do you want? What do you want to fight with? Are you going to use a sword? Use a greatsword? Are you going to use a mace, a morning star? You know, I mean, you're not proficient with the morning star, to be clear. But you know, what do you want to use?
I think he would be, to be honest. He'll be proficient with all martial weapons.
Oh, okay.
No.
Maces are morning star. Sorry, maces wouldn't be. Mace would be martial, and then morning star would be exotic.
No, Morningstar would just be a standard one.
Okay,
I would imagine.
I'd let it slide in my campaign. They don't do much damage anyway. You want a whip?
No.
Andrew had to talk me off the ledge. I was going to make an Indiana Jones character. He really talked me out of it.
Of course you are.
Mate, just wait till you stumble across the archetype for archaeologist.
Yeah, I have already.
Is it assumed that I have a bow?
Yeah.
Once you buy one,
You buy one, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You buy one.
So
with
what's my
startup
budget?
capital.
How do I know my budget?
That is a good question. I kind of didn't find the right page, but
You want a bow? you get a bow. You're not going to get
You'll
a
be
super
able-
amazing
you'll be
magic
able
bow.
to
You're
afford
just
a
going to
bow.
have a bow.
Okay.
They're regular weapons that don't have any magical properties or aren't like masterwork or special in any way. They're pretty cheap. Like
Yeah. Okay.
easy afford. So you want a bow, you can get a bow. That doesn't mean you
you got
you
something
can
for me, Andrew?
only use a bow.
I certainly do. So each character class actually has an amount of dice you roll to determine how much money you have.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
So your class needs to roll 5d6. So roll those 4 plus 2 more. Here's one. And here's another one.
Did that pick up on sound? Oh, fuck me.
Biggest bag of D6 you've ever seen.
So roll those bad
Oh,
boys.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Oh,
I'd leave
no.
the 5. Yeah. Oh no, I dropped a 5. Oh,
Oh,
god.
no, the one and the
Leave
3.
that.
Oh, I missed that
One.
one.
Oops. Oh fuck. I
For those at
re-rolled
home,
it.
That's a 1. But you don't take any of these away. You add them all up. What do you got there?
Sure.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 190 gold pieces to spend.
That's a lot. That's
pretty
a
good.
lot in this universe.
Yeah, so you'll probably
That's quite a bit.
you probably get yourself a bow for probably like 110 or so, just off the top of my head. But that's where you're going to spend most of your money, probably, because like swords and stuff are only going to cost you like 15 gold for like a long sword or something like that.
Yeah, I want a long sword. So
Of
let's
course
go.
you do.
bow.
No one wants a short sword.
Exactly.
You just
Long
get
sword
forced.
silver over here.
Fantasy world, right? Fantasy world.
You just get
Not a great sword.
I don't want to go that deep into fantasy. let's not really dive
somewhere in the middle.
Keep
grab
it
yourself a
modest
bastard
here.
sword. Perhaps
Staying
a
modest.
falchion.
I've got more of a
Scimitar,
scimitar
anyone?
myself.
Alrighty. I mean, what you really need is the great club.
Who's got the dagger?
Hi-oh.
Who's got the dagger?
Oh, no. Weapon trinkage.
Oh, dude.
But yeah, fun times, man. Fun times.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Longswords are a good weapon for you. In, all seriousness,
So,
it's just a good all-rounder.
Yeah, so as a fighter type character, you'll be able to wear light, medium, probably even heavy armor, but you're going as like a high dex character. You sort of want to stick to like lighter armors so that you're not restricted. So that because once you get into the heavier stuff, your high dex will start getting nerfed and like it'll be less effective.
Can I go
So
medium?
You can.
Yeah. Yeah. You can. Yeah.
You certainly can.
Yeah. I mean, probably not the worst idea at this early of a level to go for medium armor.
Let's say hypothetically I was going to play. I'd probably want medium.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
You would want medium until you found good light armor.
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
I would
sure.
say that
Yeah.
much
Yeah,
at the very least.
so there's light armors you'd probably prefer to the starting mediums, but they're too expensive. You
Yeah,
wouldn't be
okay.
able to start
Let's
with
go
You
medium.
ain't got that money
Okay,
yet. Yeah.
good. Starting medium. Good.
Yeah, sounds good.
And then, you'll fucking kill someone and then you'll take their armor and
Yeah,
it'll
that's
be
pretty
better
much
than
the way.
yours. And that's just how it works.
I've known the occasional person to start Dark Souls style with the just start with nothing.
Yeah, just the loincloth.
Kill the first guy
And a
you
club. and like going for a bow and a sword is like really safe, good, effective
yeah.
weapons. You would only really choose a different type of weapon if you were building that into your character.
Is gear always just combat based?
No, actually,
No,
you're putting
not at
those
all.
in the wrong place. But it doesn't matter.
Oh.
So the gear is quite literally gear. By
So
which I mean,
gear is excess stuff.
do you
your
got
armor stuff up
some
here,
rope?
Oh, my bad.
and
do
you
you
got
got
your weapon
some-
stuff on the front page down the bottom.
Do
Okay.
you got some rope? Do you got
Yeah,
yourself
yeah.
a
That's
water
what I was thinking.
yeah,
I was thinking
yeah.
compass.
It's your
compass,
adventuring
compass.
Yeah.
Compass.
Yeah.
Can you do that? Is that a thing?
Your character can figure out which way north is based on their skills alone.
Oh, yeah, true.
You didn't even need it.
Yeah.
And a compass would be
Fuck a compass,
very expensive.
They are expensive. Yeah. So you
have
invested
that
a skill point instead of
Yeah.
buying a
Yeah,
compass.
yeah,
To here. Just for my knowledge, they
Just
sit there.
Mental compass.
Okay, good. So they're there.
The weapons go on the first page. So on the first page down the bottom, see that?
That's fine.
weapon.
That's fine.
So
we
you
don't have
can-
to fill the whole
We're
thing
not
out.
filling those out right now.
No, but that's all right.
Yeah. So
Just
you put
so
your
I know.
so you put your long sword in one, you put your bow in the other, and then you figure out your bonuses in that later. The old longsword silver.
Yeah, if you like, if you go on medium
Oh,
armor,
John.
the cheapest
Yeah.
one is hide armor. It's basically thick and cumbersome leather. So you just put hide armor, and we can go from
Hide.
What are you going to shoot
there.
out of that bow?
HIDE.
You gonna get some arrows?
Yes.
No, everyone knows you just pull it back, right?
Use it as a club.
Arrows fall under armor? Or gear?
No, that falls. Actually, you have an ammunition little
down
bit
the bottom
on your
underneath,
weapon.
underneath your weapon.
You should have a little ammunition section there.
Quivers should come with 20 arrows and cost you a gold piece.
Yeah, what are you going to hold those arrows in, Jamie? Oh, you're going to have to buy a quiver.
Luckily,
for
a
those.
quiver will come with arrows in it.
Yeah, it does.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, yes, that. I'm getting a
Get
quiver.
yourself a quiver.
All right. Do I list that there?
Yeah,
Quiver?
absolutely.
Yeah.
What are you going to hold your pants up with? No, I'm kidding.
They've simplified that. They've got a
have,
a
yeah,
section
yeah,
of clothing, and each outfit specifies coming with a belt.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that they actually
It's pretty great.
made that
Yeah,
a
yeah,
thing
yeah.
that was
Specified.
addressed.
Yeah.
There's a conversation that a lot of people have. Like, if you get splashed with acid and your clothes burn off, when you get healed, are you naked? The answer is no. A lot of people want it to be the other way around,
Yeah.
but
They're mostly
when you
D&D 5e players, though. Am I right?
That's true, yeah. Shout out to my 5e players. We got a toilet flush sound in here? No.
Close enough.
But when you get magically healed, any of the clothing that is affected by that thing you were being healed for is also
So anything
comes
damaged
back,
from
yeah.
that damage source when it hurt you
Yeah.
also gets fixed, which is quite nice.
So you
In
basically reverse healing. Like reversing time on it, which is kind of like the ability of that one girl, the redhead girl from Bleach. None of you have seen that. That's fine.
Play
what's next?
the music. Yeah, play me out.
There we go. That's good.
This is amazingly fun.
All right. So equipment, we're pretty much done.
Yeah,
Like,
but
you're
like,
getting
yeah,
there.
basically
Yep.
backpack. I don't know, like some travel rations.
So that goes under gear now?
Yeah, backpack
yeah, of
under
course,
gear.
man, of course.
What are you drinking water out of?
Yeah.
You're just walking down the road with your cupped hands, some water in
Get
it.
yourself a water
You
skin,
get
mate.
a water skin.
Oh,
Yeah.
water skin. Okay, sorry.
Or a wine skin if you prefer. Slightly more
If you're
expensive.
Ain't no Voss
inclined.
bottles in this fucking world, Jamie.
Wait,
Yeah.
water skin. Wait, we said things. What do we say? Backpack, water skin.
Yeah.
Oh, we were just making fun. Don't worry about that third thing.
Yep.
No, but there was something before that.
Bed
What was
rolls,
before the
perhaps?
backpack?
Something like that.
Bedroll.
Yeah.
Yeah, things like that.
Yeah. But yeah, it never hurts to have a dagger as well.
Right.
It costs you another gold piece or so, but that's basically another weapon. But
No.
yeah.
And it can be used to do other things
Nah,
as well.
all right. Enjoy
Use your
cooking
imagination.
and
It's
eating
confident.
with your longsword.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, have fun
getting dagger.
butchering
Put
your
dagger down.
butchering your game.
Okay, all right.
I'll say no. It's not going to be a weapon. It's going to be a kitchen utensil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, gotcha. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
He just passed on it.
So you
nah,
creep
yeah.
up on me while
No,
I'm
you know
cutting
what?
fucking
I'm fine.
onions. Dead.
I have a longsword to cut my onions. Okay.
You have selected power drive.
Rations. Cool. All right.
We suggest putt.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got a couple of arrows. You
Like,
can track. Yeah.
When you look at the core rulebook, there's like a list of equipment, and you just go through it and think like, well, what do I actually need?
Do you
What do I
roll
want?
dice for the equipment?
Nah, man,
not to purchase it. No.
You've got the dice. You can start with whatever you want from the equipment list.
Okay.
Within
Yeah, yeah.
reason.
So why
Same
the
thing
fuck
goes.
would you not have
And
rope
within
and stuff like
cost.
that?
Well, that just depends how pedantic your DM feels
yeah,
like being.
and how strong you are. So,
So-
how much can you carry
Okay,
without
okay,
weighing
okay,
you
okay,
down?
okay.
Yeah,
I'm
true.
strong as fuck, so I can carry all.
You
You
will
can,
be
yeah.
fine. You've got a backpack, so you can carry all the knickknacks. There are belt pouches and things like that. You can get a heavy hooded cloak, which has pockets. So there's all kinds of places you can hide and squirrel away goods.
And then later you get magic shit, like handy haversacks that
Yeah.
carry magical
Yeah.
amounts of weight and
Portable holes,
bag of holding.
literally
Yeah.
like Looney Tunes styles. But you can store things inside.
magical quivers that can also hold javelins. I had one of those.
Quivers that just hold near infinite ammo supplies are the best.
Yeah. So, there's stuff that comes later, but like
Yeah.
when you're starting out, you just look at the equipment list and you look at the shit that you want,
Yeah,
Do I want a thieves kit? Make it easier for me to pick those locks.
yeah, lockpicking.
Yeah, stuff like that. Gives you a little bonus.
Cool.
Have we got that sort of
bonus?
end region? What else we got?
Yeah, equipment you're pretty much done. Now is all the details about your character. I'm not going to make you nail down a backstory in 30 seconds, but alignment. Are you a good guy? Are you a bad guy? Do you toe the line? Where do you fit in the world?
I'd like to toe the line.
Okay. Okay.
So-
wow, you're one of those.
Bit of
Okay.
bad boy.
There's a
I'm a sucker for
there's,
like an
there's like
anti-hero.
there's 9 tiers. There's 9 tiers of what you can and can't be.
Okay.
So there's a good scale, a bad scale.
Uh-huh.
So,
everything in
so they're
between.
on the left and right.
Yep.
Okay. And then top and the bottom are your lawful, and chaotic.
Yep.
Well, he's kind of
So-
left and right's lawful and chaotic, and top and bottom's
Oh,
good and evil.
sorry. Yeah, other way around.
But that's fine.
Explain it to me right, Liam, because if you want me to understand this, you can't
So,
make
like-
mistakes.
So you can be anywhere within that spectrum,
Yeah,
right?
okay, cool.
So you want to be, true neutral. You're in that sort of middle region. You're right smack bang in the middle.
Yep.
That's what cowards do.
Yep.
It also makes you a weird sociopath. So people think they can choose true neutral, and that'll like give them the freedom to do whatever their character. No. That makes you a fucking weirdo with no expression on your face.
What do we have again?
All right, so
we
don't draw it. Let me Google it for you.
All right. Fine.
So what am I
have-
Googling here?
Put it in a spreadsheet.
It's a little 9 graph. All right, so you have good and evil, and then you have law and chaos.
So, top, bottom, good.
Good's up here, and you would have lawful good, so you follow all the rules. You would have neutral good. You know what? You'd have chaotic good on the other opposite side, but also up the top.
Oh,
you go.
cool. Oops,
Yeah.
geez. Not that one.
There you
So
go.
you basically have 3 goods. You have the middle good, who can do whatever they want, but be good. You have the psycho. Well, not even psycho.
They
You
asked
have
Jesus for
you have
forgiveness.
the no, that'd be the lawful goods.
That's true. Yeah, true.
Yeah. So lawful good is your sort of paladins and holy knights and super rigid priests, all that kind of jazz.
You don't need that.
You don't need that. Neutral good, all round good guy. Maybe you do a little chaos. Maybe you follow some rules. Maybe you have your own rules. You're chaotic good. You definitely have your own rules because and those rules do whatever I want, kind of in a good way.
So you're not evil, but you're doing whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your Robin
Think
Hood.
Robin Hood, yeah.
Yeah.
is
okay.
chaotic good because the law says this, but you're like, but the right thing to do is this, and
Yeah.
that's very
Like
subjective.
you have your own set of rules and ideals that you live by,
yeah,
and you believe them to be theoretically good.
yeah, and you might.
I don't know why I'm writing like a 2-year-old, but if you can make hell of fucking high
Yeah.
water of what I'm writing.
But they're
Basically,
listening to
read the
this, right?
chart.
They couldn't tell that you just dubbed yourself in.
I thought G was leading the guy.
Everyone look how terribly
This is a
this is.
podcast.
You know what? We should put this up on the
Yeah,
online.
put it up on the.
You'll be like, did Jamie's 3-year-old daughters help him fill this in?
what do we got? A Tumblr?
But yeah, basically that's your. Good
I
line.
want
Same-
chaotic neutral.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Absolutely.
You can absolutely do that.
Yeah.
Remember, you're not playing with me, so you don't need to
Yeah,
deal with
no.
this shit in a
No,
game.
no. I'm just
no.
trying to find
We're just
how I
trying to
explain
check
this to you.
That you know what that means.
Yeah, go on. Explain that to me again.
So chaotic neutral.
And I think
You're
I know what I want.
Batshit crazy motherfucker.
You have Asperger's. Think Asperger's.
Okay. Would we class, right,
He basically
Venom on the chaotic neutral scale of things?
Venom. No, he's more like Venom himself. Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Like the symbiote.
Yes.
Yeah, he would be chaotic neutral
Yeah.
because he doesn't really care about.
Yeah. And he's not innately bad. He just does bad
Yeah.
things.
Yes.
Yeah, I want chaotic neutral.
Okay.
Yeah, cool, man. Cool.
Yeah. So think more like in a human
Yeah.
Asperger's. That's like more what your character would be like.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
So yeah. So if someone was like, like you would be that scene in Austin Powers where he can't stop saying mole.
Yep.
Like that would be you. Like you'd be like.
I'm more thinking of it from a in combat scenario. I would like to be chaotic neutral.
Right.
Yeah, man.
You choosing chaotic neutral is chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a bad choice.
No,
by
no,
any
no,
means.
not
Yeah.
at all. It's just, yeah.
It does make you a little bit of a psycho, but like,
but that's fine.
That's fine.
I mean,
I
now
just-
now
I
I know
just-
what type of ranger you are, and that's fine. I just,
yeah,
I just
it doesn't make you any better or
I
worse.
just
a
don't
party
know
member.
about the others. Like they just don't.
no, that's fine, man.
They don't speak to me.
Basically, all of the evil ones are going to be a problem if
Yep.
you're adventuring as
Yeah,
a
yeah,
hero.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like if you got a
I'm not going
paladin.
chaotic evil. I'm not an actual
I'm not saying-
psychopath.
I'm just, like, okay, so for reasons like, say you have a paladin in the party or a cleric maybe, a lot of these characters can use spells and abilities to detect the presence of evil. You always want to stand behind that person if you're adventuring with a good guy party.
Yeah,
Okay.
but also they will stop you from doing bad things.
Yeah.
because they have like a.
I'll
like a
come to the
moral
party
stance.
a little bit.
No, dude, you don't have to.
No. But
Chaotic
don't,
neutral
don't.
is
But
perfect.
would chaotic
100% fine.
good be better?
Not really.
No, okay.
Like,
no.
Anything
You
anything
just,
on the chaotic scale
Yeah.
is exactly as it
Well, because
says.
the only other thing that I'd want to be is neutral, and that seems boring as hell.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to
It
be
really
just
is.
neutral.
Yeah,
So it's either I go to
No,
chaotic
dude.
neutral,
Chaotic
and
neutral's
lawful
fine.
neutral just seems same.
Dude, I'm playing
same.
there's no judgment from me. I'm playing a chaotic neutral character now.
Oh,
Same.
cool.
Yeah.
Look at us all go. What a bunch of psychopaths we are. Cool, done.
You're totally fine with that
Good.
one. It's just, I was just, explaining the whole.
No,
package.
yeah, I mean,
You stay away from the evil line if you're adventuring with good guys, unless you and the DM are cooking something up, in which case it's very fun.
Yeah.
However, it will probably culminate in either the death of your character, and you reroll a new one to rejoin the group, or the end of your entire campaign.
Yeah. Look,
you know
it's genuinely like
okay with that.
personality wise, it's actually way easier to play chaotic characters
Yeah,
because
that's
you
true.
can make ad hoc decisions and it,
Yep.
no one really questions it.
It's a lot harder to hold a character to say lawful good. Like,
I did a lawful good character and I loved it.
Oh yeah,
Oh
amazing.
man, it
Very
was
played
so
it
funny.
well.
Your character was great.
And I was like, I would constantly after we would have a fight, I would like be really respectful of the bodies, and I would make such a big deal about it, and everyone was just like, here he is.
No, we got into
He's
it.
still
It was great.
doing it. Yeah,
My favorite was when we posed your corpse.
yeah, and that became like a thing though, right? Yeah, it was when my character died, they posed my corpse
We
in the way that I was.
respectfully saw him out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
I like
It was-
that. That's
It
fun.
was a great little moment,
Yep,
actually.
chaotic
really-
neutral.
it really
You know
It was a
what?
tear to my eye.
Yep, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I didn't mean to sound like I was naysaying it, which I definitely did.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I sounded that way. I didn't mean
It's
it.
just you need to understand the implications.
It was
of the
more, how do
character.
I
I'm okay with it.
explain what he's chosen? But once you
Yeah.
were like Venom, I was like, okay.
Yeah, okay,
he's-
yeah, no, that
I
makes
really
sense.
like
Yeah.
Venom.
It's fine.
Like
it's fine.
Venom.
Yeah. Like
Probably
your dude,
the
he's
song.
pretty much
Yeah.
out for himself. Yeah.
Oh, you thought I was talking about the comic book? No. Oh
It's all
god.
about the
Actually, I
song.
was talking about Eminem.
Oh good.
Anyway. Wow. So, yeah, that's totally fine, man. Like, it just means your guy's very much out for himself. You would have to figure out why you were joining any group. It
you
would
would need
be
to
for
have-
personal gain, obviously, because you don't give a shit about saving anyone.
But this party of people that you're adventuring with, they would have the same general thing that they're
Generally,
heading
yeah.
towards, and
Yeah.
that
It
would
only gets-
align with your personal benefit.
It only really gets awkward. Like, basically, it would cause friction, and you would play that friction if there was characters of the
That's
lawful
fun.
band. It is fun.
Yeah.
No, that's the point. Like, you bring it, like, yeah, you just have to know that's what you're doing, and it's totally fine. It's awesome even, because it'll sort of like, you know how you always have that, like, that good guy soldier, and then you have like the kind of outskirts trickster, and like they always have like a bit of friction between them, because you want to do the good thing and they maybe want to just loot all the corpses.
Dude, I sat
it's
in
loose.
on a campaign with Andrew's friends, like his circle of friends that he's played D&D with for like, tens of years now.
Yeah.
And
That would have been a mess.
and it was good. It was really good for me. And he has a friend who is playing a rogue in the campaign that I'm playing with him, and he's like that.
It is
Like,
how he is playing
in real
himself
life.
in real life.
And he
Borderline
like playing
psychopath.
with him
It's
was
crazy.
it was like I was really playing with someone like that. Like
Yeah.
I had to mediate between him and his friends because his friends hate him. His friends treat him like a piece of shit. And I was like, oh fuck. And my character has like 18 charisma. So I'm like, oh, I gotta mediate between these two. And then I came like a default leader because I was the only person who could talk to both sides of the party.
I came in and joined the group
Yeah.
and was almost immediately, within the first session, maybe the second, nominated the new party leader by all players unanimously.
They were just like, yeah, he's the leader now.
He's the leader. Ask him.
I don't know. I
was
just have like a weird affinity to that kind of character.
Oh
Yeah.
no,
I
you've
think
made
like
that clear.
even
It's perfect.
Suicide
It's fine.
Squad,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
those
yeah.
kind of things. It's
This-
where my mind goes.
This one
So-
thing has put your mindset exactly where
It's
it needed to
perfect.
be.
Because,
Because
like-
now that you're thinking about that, you can look through the rest of the shit you've done and be like, oh, actually,
And
Yeah.
you
now
can
that I want
figure
my
out
character
One
to
thing
be
has to
like
click
this.
for the rest of it to fall
Exactly.
into
Yeah, yeah.
And for everyone,
now
it's
you-
something different.
Yep.
And for you, it was the alignment.
Yep.
Yeah, and now you know how that character will react to things, you can play them that way, and you will now have a much easier time creating a backstory because you know how a character would react to things, so you can build what has happened in their past to bring them to this person point in the present.
It's like when you write a murder mystery. You finish with the mystery and then you work your way back from there.
Yeah.
And you're basically doing that. You've written your mystery about your character. Now you need to figure out why he is that, and that's like it makes it so much easier.
You now know who he is. How do you get there?
So what is it exactly?
Right now.
I mean, you've had the last 3 minutes to think about it while we were waffling on.
The whole episode.
I love it. We'll circle back to this later, so have a good think on it. So that time's now a run. But no, you've got a... God, what else is it? So alignment, appearance, you can pick gender, or I guess not these days. Up to you.
You're an elf, so you can be ambiguous
whatever you
about
want.
it if you want to.
Give me male.
Wow. In this day and age, James?
I know. Look at me. What a pig.
Cis male.
All right, sweet.
Cis
I'll make sure you put this.
Oh, size. All right. Let's talk about size.
Size,
Male. Put that in the wrong box, buddy.
Size. Are we talking?
This is your height.
Was that the 13 we were talking about, being above average?
So your size is not something that you can choose.
Yeah.
You're born with it. In all seriousness, though, your race determines your size. So you are a medium creature.
A medium-sized creature. You can just put M, and you're good to go.
Yeah. What else you got up there?
Say you'd picked a halfling or a gnome, you would be a small-sized creature.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
And it's basically like how much space you take up, how much you weigh, like all that kind of stuff.
Age?
Entirely up to you, my man.
Well, elves, they have different life rates.
Yeah, so you'd be half elven though, so you'd probably be in the more human scale with like.
So like Aragorn, like you'd be older than your average person, but still like middle aged. So you'd be like 50, and you'd be the average, like half that age, I guess you would say.
Yeah. Okay.
So you could be quite a bit older. You have like a decent amount of wisdom, so that could play into that.
You go 55.
Yeah. There is scales for this as well. Like you can look up, and it's in the book. It like tells you like what age is like considered
acceptable.
Young, what age is middle
Before
age,
I
what
locked
age
that
is
in,
old.
I would definitely That's obviously you can always change it.
Yeah,
but
in there?
before I locked it in, I would double check it and be like, yeah, cool. You're still in the younger end of the category.
If you don't want to affect any of your stats, then you want to just stay in the middle age region.
Once you start hitting age categories,
adult.
you start losing stats physically and gaining mental stats.
Yeah.
What are we thinking? Height?
Elves are pretty tall. Like, how tall do you want to be?
Medium.
You want to play basketball? Like
Well, I'm a half
in
elf,
today's
half
day and
human,
age,
right?
6'10". You could be though. Like in all honesty, elves are generally quite tall.
5.
I think in
9?
5'9"'s tall.
Nah. But I'm just thinking elf.
I'm a
I
monster.
was going to say in
Point guard,
in
point
D&D,
guard. Point guard, yeah.
in D&D, elves tend to be slightly shorter than.
Okay, my bad.
No, in general, but it doesn't matter. Like you're half human, so like genetics. Like pick where you came from.
How heavy are you gonna be?
5'9", I'm going to say 50 kilos.
I'm afraid you're gonna need to put it into pounds, mate.
That's a pounds measurement, my man. But also 5'9" and 50 kilos. That's what my wife weighs.
Yeah, I was gonna say you are.
That's what my wife weighs. She's right there.
Yeah, you're pretty light on. I think it should be maybe a little bit
touched
based off your
Very,
constitution.
very strong, yeah.
Considering how strong
65 on a 5'9" frame. 5'9" frame.
Dude, you're 70 lean with an 18 strength. Your guts from berserk muscular.
Okay.
Yeah.
maybe out on a few pounds.
Yeah.
Okay. What do we know what pound they can convert for?
No. We're
2.2
kidding.
pounds
We're
to a
kidding.
kilo.
Yeah.
And I was just fucking.
How many pounds to a kilo again?
2.2 pounds to a
fuck
kilo.
that,
So double it and add a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
so
would need
100
to in all seriousness though.
150 pounds.
Yeah.
150 pounds. Let's say that. That's about 70 something.
You would need to
Perfect.
because there are situations where that actually
Yeah,
happens.
because
cool.
in D&D it's
Hair.
gonna need to know
Hair in what way? Length.
where.
Yeah, location.
You would just do color.
Yeah,
Grey.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Grey hair.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
Silver
you got a
fox.
problem?
Not really.
Good.
No.
Eyes.
It's the drow.
Blue.
You'd be a drow then, I guess.
Grey hair, little silver fox action with some blue, crisp blue eyes.
Yep, done.
Beautiful.
Cool.
You're almost ready to play. Like, honestly, with what we've got tonight, you could pretty much
You can
like
field that character.
give us another like 45 minutes off air to flesh out like the actual equipment and
Fill
get
in
a
all the
feet on the
boxes.
table
But yeah,
and you know, fill out your boxes for like 2 hits for your weapons and blah blah blah.
how good you are at swinging that sword around, boy.
That's it. And then you would your medium-sized sword. And then you would be then you would be ready to go. And you
Just
could actually play
slinging
off that.
thing.
Cool.
So, like, and again, just to circle back to the start of the episode itself, what was the best trilogy? No. Just to circle back to the start.
Let's forget that we spent an hour building
Yeah.
Jamie a character on Pathfinder.
So you can see where if you sit down with at least a couple of guys who know half what they're talking about.
Yep.
Like, you know, I would have estimate like a third of the knowledge that Andrew does. And as long as you got a couple of people that have a reasonable amount of knowledge and a book, which you can download for free on the internet. Let's be real. Like, you can find a Discord where they just got links for that shit. Like, no problem. But, you know, you just get that core rule book and you can really actually figure it out. And you want to do other things. You want to do more confusing stuff. You want to go into archetypes, different types of ranges that have different abilities that, you know, cancel out other things and do other things instead. Sure, do that. But, like, do it in your own time and not while you're recording it.
Yeah. Try the game
But
out.
you can see
go a
now
bit
how
crazy.
with a couple of people that can help, you can bang out a character in pretty much an hour, you know? And then you're borderline ready to play with your friends. You get into the game, your friends will teach you as you go. You don't really need to know how to play before you start playing. You learn as you go. It's not that type of game. You don't just read the
still
book
am.
cover to cover. Jared.
Oh, yeah, that was
Yeah.
crazy.
Freezing.
I love that story that he
What an
literally
amazing-
read the
Amazing.
book from cover to cover.
Oh, yeah. Actually, we should have said this at the start. We should
Yeah.
probably post
Shout out
edit
to
this.
Jared.
But I mean, I wasn't going to shout out to Jared actually, but like now that you're saying it, shout
Now
out to
that I
Jared.
am.
But this is specifically first edition Pathfinder. There's a second edition.
Yep.
There's a whole nother version of this game that we don't actually play, mainly because we don't like it as much. We've looked at the rule set and we think that 1E is more complicated and therefore better. So, and this is about maybe 2 to 3 times more complicated than what you would be doing with D&D 5E, which is what most people play now.
Okay.
So, you know, if you can do this, D&D's a cakewalk. And
Yeah,
if you
okay.
ever do this, you'll never go back to D&D. I promise you. Unless you really want to hang out with your friends. And they're insufferable because they play 5e.
Oh, I love it. Love it.
Okay, cool. Well,
But yeah. Any questions?
no, that was fucking rad though.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
I
Thanks.
kind of want to play now, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll find hours that don't exist in my life at some point, and then maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, we need another campaign for you, to be honest. We're pretty maxed out in what we can do in our personal
Also,
time.
to anyone out there, if a friend ever offers for you to play with them, fucking say yes, because that is a once in a lifetime
Yeah.
offer.
Yeah.
I actually
That-
kind of
that
regret
will
it because
expire.
I think like pre-COVID,
Yep.
I think you did.
We did, yeah. We
yeah,
asked you.
and
Yeah.
then I can't remember who jumped in, but someone else ended up jumping because I was like, I don't know.
we
Time
asked you
once
and we
again.
asked one of our other friends.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I
I
don't think I
think
could do it in the end, and they took it.
couldn't do it. I think Pither actually jumped in. So Pither wasn't in the original squad for
Yeah,
my
yeah.
campaign.
Pith snuck in.
And then we got him in because we were not struggling for numbers. I want to say that because I really like Pither. But
Yeah.
we
No,
were trying to do
he,
it with like this side of our social
Yeah,
group.
yeah.
Yeah, I think we offered it to Matt because we were at basketball.
We did, yeah. And he
And
said he
then
didn't have time.
Matt was umming and ahhing, and then he lost his chance forever.
Sorry,
Pith
Matt.
was there.
And now he wants to sit in on it.
Pith
came
filled in
around,
for
yeah.
basketball one night, and we were talking about it after the game, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, cool, I'm in."
Yep.
Lucky.
Done, yeah. Because the thing is, the campaign that I'm running, I've been on like a literal 2-year hiatus because we've been doing stuff.
Yeah.
So we've been playing one that Jared runs for us, and we only really get to play once every month or 2 months if we're lucky.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah,
You know?
that's the hardest part is trying to find
Yeah.
a time when everyone is free at that one
Yeah.
point.
And
Getting
when you're
the crew
GMing,
together.
when you're the person putting the game together, It's way harder, man.
Yeah.
Because you're not just playing the game, you're running the game.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
made one character, I got to do that like 7 times for what we're going to do, you know? Like,
Hey, question before we finish up. Minimum amount of minimum amount of players? 4? Would you say?
nah, there's campaigns that can run off 2 to 3.
Okay.
But it depends what adventure path you choose.
Yeah. So basically, you're gonna need one person in your crew who's willing to give up the opportunity to play
To run
the game.
everything
Yeah.
else.
Okay.
So you're gonna have
Tell the story.
yeah. So generally, you'd have like maybe 4 players, but you could have less than that, or you could have more. More is going to be more work for that person running the game because most modules or like campaign stories that you run off that you pre-buy will be built for 4 characters.
Yep.
And anything over that, he'll have to add in monsters.
Yep.
And if you want to run a smaller group, he can take some out.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it like
We have, for reference, we have always done 5 players.
Okay.
Yeah, we pretty much always do like big parties because like, you know, you get a group together and then eventually 5 people say yes and you're like, wow, we don't want to kick anyone out. So
Yeah, cool. All right.
But if you've got a smaller circle, more tight-knit circle, then play with those people 100%. But you just need one person who's willing to get around it and like control all of the opponents, control how the world grows and expands around you. So if you've got one really anal retentive friend, perfect to trick him into it.
Yeah. You're looking for like real autistic traits.
Yeah.
Like,
The
that
real
person.
hyper-focused.
Yeah, you want that shit. Like someone who is just will really just pour themselves into it.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
But nah, shout out to anyone willing to DM or Dungeon Master or Game Master, depending on
Pathfinder
what game you
term.
play.
Yeah.
But Dungeon Master's the classic. Oh, it's the best. Everyone knows the Dungeon Master. But
Just have to reword things for Pathfinder, otherwise they'd suffer legal
copyright.
issues.
So, yeah, because now we'll finish after this, though. But did they stem from the same?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
so
I thought, yeah.
Pathfinder split off during 3rd edition
Okay.
D&D.
Okay,
Currently
okay.
only up to 5th edition.
Yep.
1st edition being back in the 70s.
Yep.
Yeah.
So over time, everything's changed. When 4th edition came out, the people who were in love with 3rd edition were like, nah, screw that. We're making our own game. And they split off sideways and took the rules of 3rd edition and improved upon them. And that's Pathfinder.
Yeah.
And it is the single greatest version in existence.
So in the book, you'll find that all of the so when you refer to someone in the book in D&D or you're reading D&D, it'll say he has this power, he has that power. But in the Pathfinder book, it is she. So everything is referred to as a she.
Very clever.
Yeah, so
very
come on
clever.
over, everyone.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
Forward thinking over
What
here.
legal suit?
And
Our
Dungeon
character's
Master.
a woman.
And Dungeon Master is
Game Master?
a game master because Dungeon Master is copyright by
Wizards of the Coast.
Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah. Wizards of the Coast, of course. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So if you've ever played Neverwinter Nights or, as Jamie mentioned before, Divinity or any game like that,
Yep.
you would absolutely love this.
Mm.
You would love any D&D game. You would love any game based off these games.
Yeah.
They're all
Icewind Dale, things like that. I came into Pathfinder with only knowledge of Neverwinter Nights.
which was the same. It's basically
basically the same
off
game.
the 3rd
Yeah.
rule set from yesteryear. So it's perfect.
And hit the ground running for that reason. Like if you've played Divinity recently, you've put a lot more thought into it. The only difference is with Neverwinter Nights, you could actually see the dice rolls happening at the bottom of the screen as you were doing certain actions.
Yeah,
so you had
it was quite literally.
you got to physically
the
see
same.
what you were doing.
Yeah.
It was based.
Yeah.
That game's rule set was taken from 3rd edition D&D.
Yeah.
So,
But if you like Divinity is a more new one. Baldur's Gate, if you play Baldur's Gate or you've played like what's out so far, and you're just chomping at the bit for the rest of the game to come out, like we are,
God,
you would very much love this game, and that drive to understand it will help you play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Very much a gamer thing. So obviously we have to lock our doors when we play because it's the women are knocking it down.
Yes.
So we have to put the bars
Yes,
up.
of course.
Of
course. You couldn't play this out in public.
No, God, no. Yeah. The sheer sex appeal is too high.
You would get mauled in the
Jamie,
street.
please get a handle on your wife over there. I can hear her laughing.
She's drooling right now. But look, that was the idea of tonight. We're not going to talk about Pathfinder in future episodes unless people ask us to. But it is something that we
come back with my backstory if I whip something up.
yeah.
He's pretty excited.
Yeah,
We'll probably have to
I
do
think we might do that.
But some of our stories and
not
things
rule
that
this
we
out,
talk
okay?
about
Strong words.
refer to tabletop gaming.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I just wanted people to have some lore into
this
why
was
we say things
essentially
like
an
that.
appendix episode where it was a side episode where you now have an insight into the boys' hobbies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And hey, pull us up, listen to this, make your characters.
Yeah. Yeah, do it.
Could have been more helpful, but I think it was just helpful enough.
That was awesome. All right. Peace out, everyone.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I mean, somewhat well timed.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness,
But before we go,
All right, see you later, guys. Bye.
bye.
Hey, Andrew here. Thanks for making it to the end of the episode. We appreciate it. You know the drill by now. Smash all those buttons, likes, subscribes, anything and everything. And if you could be bothered, leave us a review, because that's sick and we like it. Thank you.
Man, fuck the slow-mo.
Snakes, he's playing.